Hi there. Thank you for previewing my product. This product is an information gap activity. In order to complete the activity, students need to know the vocabulary. So we're going to start with the flashcards. I would have students cut them out, put this in this envelope. I've included instructions for the envelope and illustrations, so it's easy for you to give instructions to your students. Once the flashcards are cut out, I would have students match the vocabulary. And you can display the vocabulary on the board for them. So I would match pictures to words, and then they can practice saying the words. They can also work with a partner and quiz each other, ¿qué es? They can go around the room and find the items. They can take items from their desk and practice ¿qué tiene? There's so many activities that students can do to practice classroom objects or útiles escolares. Then I would start with the first information gap activity once you feel the students are confident in the vocabulary. Over here you have 4 students. As you can see, some students like Amir and Ben, they have already items. And then there are 2 students that do not have their items. They have blank lines. If you look at the other estudiante, so we have estudiante A, estudiante B. If you look at estudiante A, it's the opposite. So the students here, Zoe, the girls have items and the boys are missing them. So the students have to communicate and talk to each other in Spanish in order to complete the task because they have each other's answers. So I would definitely model 1 or 2 for them with a student volunteer, and then definitely give students privacy folders because they should not see their papers. If you let them see their papers, then they'll just copy the answers and it would defeat the purpose of the activity. They can start with estudiante A would say, you look at a student and you would say, ¿qué tiene Amir? Then estudiante B will look at Amir and all the items that he has and say, Amir tiene el pegamento, el borrador, el marcador. Remind students to give each other time to write because it takes a little time to write these down. I've provided a word bank for students to use for spelling. And if you feel that some students may forget the vocabulary, since they do depend on each other to complete the activity, I would have them maybe have a cheat sheet with the vocabulary and the images already. I have provided a vocabulary sheet in the download, so you'll have that to give to your students. I've been using these activities quite a bit, and I'm really excited that I discover information gap activities. I feel that they should be used regularly in a language classroom, and students really like them. Once this activity is finished, then students can do a more difficult activity, which has absolutely no words. It just has questions. So this is speaking only. Both students have the same images, but they have different questions. So the goal is for them to ask each other questions and use the images to find the answers. And they just talk about it. So there's no writing here. It's completely oral practice. I'll do an example with you guys. So we look at Rita, or you look at your first question. Estudiante A always goes first. Okay, so estudiante A. Look at the first question. ¿Qué tiene Rita? So estudiante B will look at Rita and name the items that Rita has. Rita tiene el pegamento, el borrador, las tijeras, el marcador. And then estudiante B asks the first question. ¿Qué tiene Zoe? Estudiante A will look at their paper, find Zoe, and name the items. Zoe tiene el globo, las tijeras, y los crayones. You can also use indefinite articles with this. It could be unos, you can say unos crayones, unos pegamentos, unas tijeras, or they can use a definite article, el, la, los, and las. If you wanted to add more questions to these activities, you can. They can ask each other, ¿cuántos tiene? So, ¿cuántos lápices tiene Ben? ¿Cuántos papeles tiene Amir? And so on and so forth. ¿Cuántos cuadernos tiene Luna? You can also add other questions such as los colores. ¿De qué color son los lápices de Ben, de qué color son los cuadernos de Luna, and so on. These are, but I didn't include colors in the assignment because teachers don't usually get color printers. But if you do have a color printer available and you like to make a class set and laminate these to reuse, you can, because there's no writing, so students really don't need to keep these. I hope that you enjoy this product, and I hope you students have a lot of fun. If you have any questions or concerns or any suggestions for me, please feel free to leave a comment, ask me a question, or send me an email. Thank you so much for your support.